Gain before. Home Gain is now offering a special promo where you get up to $150 when you buy or sell a home with a Home Gain agent you find through their Find a Realtor program. Home Gain lets you compare realtors anonymously. It's easy. Go to homegain150.com to find and compare realtors anonymously. Enter promo code HOMEGAIN150 and receive up to $150 when you close a deal with a Home Gain agent. Share the Home Gain 150 promo code with your friends via Facebook, Twitter, text, and more. Look for Max, the Home Gain Gorilla, to find out more about how Home Gain is going to pay you. Visit HomeGain150.com today to enter your promo code and get paid for buying or selling a house. That's HomeGain150.com. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As they're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
I have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
We've got it. This transmission is coming to you.
Waging war on corruption.
All right, you are go.
It's Alex Jones, coming to you live from the front lines of the InfoWar.
Dr. Andrew Wakefield, a gastroenterologist, will be joining us in studio coming up for the full next hour. Dr. Wakefield demands retraction from British Medical Journal after documents prove innocence from allegations of vaccine autism data fraud. This is a classic hoax they run, where they're always claiming that scientists who disprove global warming are frauds, and then it turns out the UN internally knew they weren't frauds and lied and said they were when they are the frauds. This is how they do it. They're very, very desperate. That is coming up. But boiling all this down, why this is so important, why I was getting into Google and how it's NSA and can predict the future to a great extent. When billions of us are pouring what movies we like, what words we're looking up, what sex we're into, what type of food we're into, what type of vacations we're into, where we're going, what church we go to, what choices we make when we're watching digital cable. All of that is tracked and is two-way. That's admitted. They get a clear image of who we are and have computers that analyze what our real worldview is, what our real psyche, our soul. It's a computer literally reading our soul, who we are. This isn't some con artist fortune teller looking at your palm. This is computers that have had data systems loaded into them by sociologists, psychologists, anthropologists in psychological warfare, testing their propaganda. They admit they test propaganda on the news and then see what effect it has in cyberspace. But now they're moving towards phasing out the free web and bringing in this draconian web. And so why would they overthrow Hosni Mubarak, who's done everything this global corporate crime syndicate has told him to do? Why would they go in there and finance and then brag about it? I mean, it's in the Wall Street Journal, the London Telegraph, BBC, AP, Reuters, Newsweek, that this guy that they're trying to get into power, this El-Baradi, the former head of the UN Atomic Energy Agency, this top globalist, is the guy who they put back into Egypt. I mean, he doesn't walk like an Egyptian. He doesn't live there. He didn't go to school there. He is purely an outsider. So he talks the talk of revolution. He doesn't walk the walk. And so the globalists are able to gauge that Egypt was going into revolution. And now the media even admits this. The State Department and the CIA analyzed what was happening in Egypt in the last 3 years and knew that there would soon be a rebellion. And so they began to position Mohammed El-Baradi to take over. I mean, they're just saying it. So see, the rebellion is real against Hosni Mubarak. He is a tyrant. He is wrong. He is out of control. They do deserve freedom, but they're not going to get it from Dr. Mohammed El-Baradi, who is a globalist through and through, and it turns out funded by the UN, going to Davos, hanging out with George Soros, getting support from these people. So when they know there's going to be a rebellion, when they know Egypt's demanding liberty, when their people are so incredibly enslaved and kept impoverished as a political tool, that's part of the policy there. Right at the wave, there is a tide in the affairs of men when taken at the flood leads on to fortune. So Shakespeare's Julius Caesar states. They know that flood, that tide has come in to launch their new ship, so they put in this guy. And now the Muslim Brotherhood, you talk about Muslim extremists, you talk about British and Israeli intelligence, that's not even denied. Now they admit, this is Associated Press, Jordan's opposition, Arabs will topple tyrants, Hamam Saeed, and others. We've got all these articles up on InfoWars and Prison Planet where it's admitted that the Muslim Brotherhood, these are the guys that worked with Hitler in World War II, and before that with the British intelligence, that they are trying to topple Jordan, who literally licks the boots of Israel, Egypt, who sucks the boots of Israel and the U.S., and Saudi Arabia, that literally licks the bottom of the boots. And now that's why the king of Saudi Arabia is freaking out, because the Arab Brotherhood's about to try to overthrow them. And here's what's hardcore. If you think they're going to put on rock and roll music and tell the women to go to college and all the rest of it and put Playboy on the shelves, that was all there under Saddam Hussein. That was an older Eisenhower policy of putting, you know, what was seen as a liberal Western government in. That changed by the 60s, by the mid-60s. They said, we're going to put radical Muslims in. Even as the Washington Post reported a decade ago, 500+ million total. In 1 year alone, over $60 million. But it's a global program to radicalize Muslims, sending them textbooks about how to kill Americans and funding radical Muslim leaders. Who did they use to throw over Mohammed Mossadegh in 1953? CIA declassified, Operation Ajax. They blew up mosque, machine gun crowds, put out flyers saying Mohammed Mossadegh had done it, who was a secular poet, but didn't want to give all the oil money to the British and U.S. oil companies. That's declassified. Our government staged terror attacks, blamed it on him, and then used radical Muslims to overthrow him, then put the Shah in, the little princeling, over him. Then they got tired of him. We're looking at using Muslim extremists again, but that got out of their control, the evidence shows, hence the Islamic Revolution. And that's what's dangerous about this witch's brew. You look at Saddam Hussein, 2003, caught a few years later. The women are back wearing the headdresses. There's no Playboy on the shelves. I'm not saying that's a good thing overall. The point is, there's not 60% college graduates anymore. They want Muslim extremists. They want dirt floors. They want starvation. That is the British Ministry of Defense 1949 Global Population Report. That is the State Department Memorandum 200, written by Henry Kissinger. It was declassified in '92. Go read it. It's several hundred pages. How they would fund turmoil and death and destruction, and that if a dictator wouldn't sterilize his people and wouldn't fully follow the globalist plan, get rid of them. And that's what they're trying to do with Hosni Mubarak. They are going to put in another globalist after him, knowing after 30 years they're going to change the name on the building of Tyranny Incorporated, but they're going to put a new puppet in. And that's what you got to know about America. 9% approval rating for Congress in Gallup. Both parties in deep trouble. The people know offshore banks have looted tens of trillions, won't tell Congress where the money went. The Republicans are trying to co-opt the Tea Party. They're trying to make it a left-right issue where, well, if you complain about the government, you must be a conservative. That way Democrats automatically support the tyranny when they own both parties. But as we go into this tumult, as we go into this police state, they are going to put forward fake opposition. And if the globalists look at the rebellion actuaries, if they look at the different data they've got, and it tells them with almost 100% certainty what's going to happen, they will instantly stage the riots themselves. They will pay police, as they got caught in Greece, as they've been caught in Canada and the U.S. And by the way, that's on Al Jazeera. That's on MSNBC. That's in a bunch of the other newspapers. Eyewitnesses say state-sponsoring vandalism. Is the Egyptian government using agent provocateurs to justify and crack down on the protesters? We know they had the police stand down, the military standing down. We know that they're having hired police and other thugs, this is confirmed, go in and burn down shops and go into people's homes and burn them so that the public will then beg for the rebellion to end. They're getting that lined up. It's all about timing, so that right as one of the globalist new puppets, whether it's El Baradi or others, because sometimes it takes 2 or 3 puppets within a week or two to go through before people finally settle down. They've got other puppets like shark teeth lined up to slide into place. This is an art form. This is very sophisticated chess going on. And so the New World Order knew that Egypt was on the verge of rebellion. They know that. They know Saudi Arabia is. They know that other nations like Yemen, Tunisia, already overthrown. They know that's happening. And so they've got their fake opposition lined up and ready. Then they, with the WikiLeaks and the Twitter, which is now admitted, trigger this against their own ally, because there is no honor among thieves, Hosni Mubarak, and are now bringing in this false revolution to not end the tyranny and give the Egyptians liberty they thirst for, but to give them a new flavor of tyranny. Oh, you don't like the grape-flavored cyanide Kool-Aid? How about cherry-flavored? How about lime-flavored? You don't like that? How about coconut-flavored? You don't like that? How about apple-flavored? That's all this is manufactured society through the NSA, data mining, future predictive programming lensing. Hi folks, this is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years.